Welcome to The Explainer. I'm so excited to be your guide today as we demystify one of the most fascinating ingredients in the whole culinary world, matcha. We're going to dive into its booming global popularity, some really ancient health benefits, and yes, we are finally going to solve that universal, super frustrating clumping problem together. Plus, we'll take a look at how top chefs are using it to craft absolutely decadent desserts. Let's get right into it. But first, I've got to ask, are you just totally tired of clumpy, bitter matcha? You know the feeling, right? Have you ever spent all this time carefully whisking up a cup of green tea only to take a sip and find this gritty, bitter, unpleasant lump just waiting for you at the bottom of the mug? Oh, it is such a common disappointment, and honestly, it can make you wonder what all the hype is actually about. Well, contrast that totally frustrating scenario with our ultimate goal here. A silky smooth, intensely emerald green, perfectly frothed bowl of matcha. When it's prepared the right way, it actually doesn't taste bitter at all. Instead, you get this pure, calming, sweet umami flavor that is just, it's completely unique. So proper technique, it literally makes all the difference. And getting that technique right is honestly more relevant now than ever. 212.75 billion euros. Yeah, you heard that right. According to market forecasts, that is the projected global revenue for the tea market by 2025. I mean, that's massive. It just proves that matcha and tea in general are absolute powerhouse trends right now. Consumers are getting way more health conscious, and this vibrant green power is practically taking over drinks and desserts worldwide. But you know, this modern boom actually builds on a fascinating 800-year evolution. Matcha originally started out as a meditation aid, discovered by Buddhist monks making these long journeys to China. Then, centuries later, Japanese samurai actually drank it right before battle to get this long-lasting energy and laser focus. Fast forward to today, and it is totally broken out of the traditional tea ceremony to become a massive everyday staple in cafes all across Europe and the globe. Section 1. Decoding matcha quality, the Emerald Standard. Let's look at how to actually spot true premium matcha in what is a very crowded market. The absolute most crucial point here is knowing exactly what to look, smell, and taste for. There are 4 main sensory criteria for premium ceremonial-grade matcha. First up, you want a deep emerald green color. This actually comes from intentionally shading the tea plants right before harvest, which completely boosts the chlorophyll and amino acids. Second, those exact same amino acids create a nutty, sweet umami taste rather than that harsh, overly bitter flavor. Third, you're looking for a really intensive, fresh smell. And fourth, an ultra-fine texture. They achieve this by meticulously removing all the little veins and stems before grinding down only the pure pulp of the leaf. Now, one of the most reliable and honestly pretty fun ways to verify this quality yourself at home is a really memorable hack called the stroke test. Basically, if you drag your thumb across some high-quality original matcha, it leaves a straight, velvety smooth line. It almost looks like paint. But lower grades, or heavily industrially processed fake matcha, they're going to leave this sandy, broken, kind of messy line. It's just a fantastic, quick, physical way to check if you're actually getting that ultra-fine texture you need for a great cup. Moving on to the next part, the science of the buzz, soft energy and superfoods. Let's shift gears a bit and look at the incredible molecular and nutritional power you unlock by drinking this shaded leaf. 1,711. That right there is the ORAC value, which is a measure of antioxidant capacity for just a single gram of matcha. To put that into perspective for you, this makes matcha a literal natural wonder weapon against free radicals. It totally beats out famous superfoods like goji berries, blueberries, and even pomegranates. And the reason why? Because you're consuming the entire ground leaf rather than just steeping it in water and throwing the bag away. You're getting like 10 times the active ingredients of regular green tea. It's amazing. And honestly, this brilliantly illustrates why the matcha buzz feels so drastically different from, say, chugging your morning espresso. Contrast the sharp caffeine spike, the potential jitters, and that dreaded rapid crash of coffee with what matcha does. Matcha pairs its caffeine with this really powerful amino acid called L-theanine. This combo actually reduces stress and totally harmonizes the stimulating effects of the caffeine. The result? It's what we call soft energy. A clear, alert mind and focused concentration that can literally last for up to 6 hours. No crash involved. Next up, conquering the clumps, the science of suspension. Let's finally tackle the biggest practical issue of making matcha by looking at the underlying physics. Okay, get ready because here is the aha moment that is going to change how you make this tea forever. Matcha is a suspension. The whole reason it stubbornly clumps together is because it consists of actual physical tiny pieces of ground tea leaves. It physically cannot dissolve in water the way that sugar or salt does. Now, higher grades definitely clump less because they are milled much finer, but hey, even the absolute best matcha will clump up if it's exposed to moisture or prepared the wrong way. So how exactly do we fix it? Well, we use a foolproof brew method. Step 1 is absolutely paramount. You have to sift the powder first to break up any existing clumps. Don't skip it. Step 2 is the real secret trick. Listen closely. Do not add all your water at once. Add just a tiny bit of 70 to 80 degrees Celsius water to create a smooth paste first. Pro tip, if you use boiling water, you're going to scorch the tea, so keep it a bit cooler. Step 3, take that paste and gently whisk it with a traditional bamboo whisk, which is called a chasen. And finally, step 4, gradually pour in the rest of your liquid and whisk it vigorously until it gets all nice and foamy. And here's one final pro tip for your beverage. Use a wide bowl and sip it immediately. A wide bowl is great because it gives your bamboo whisk plenty of room to move around and smash up any microscopic lumps that might be left over. But more importantly, going back to the physics, because it's a suspension, those tiny leaf particles are naturally going to settle back to the bottom over time. So, drink it in 3 or 4 sips while you're enjoying the calming ritual before gravity comes in and ruins all your hard work. Moving right along to Masterclass Matcha Desserts, elevating the culinary canvas. Let's pivot away from the beverage world for a second and look at high-end culinary applications to see how this incredibly complex flavor profile can totally elevate your baking. Just consider the beautiful structure of a classic matcha soufflé. Now, I know soufflés seem super intimidating, but they're actually incredibly straightforward when you break them down. You just whisk together your egg yolks, sugar, and flour, and then you gently fold in some hot milk that's been infused with your matcha powder. You cook all of this into a thick paste, almost like a roux. Finally, you carefully fold in some stiff, aerated meringue and bake the whole thing at 180 degrees Celsius. The earthy, slightly bitter notes of the matcha perfectly balance out that sweet, airy meringue base. It's magic. But if you want to take that soufflé to a literal Michelin star level, you've got to try this trick borrowed from the renowned chef Pierre Kaufman. You create a white chocolate and double cream ganache, chill it down until you can form it into small spheres, and then you just drop one of those spheres right into the center of the soufflé mix in your ramekin right before it goes in the oven. As the soufflé rises and bakes, that ganache melts into this unbelievably silky liquid core. It is a total game changer. Or hey, if you prefer a no-bake dessert, maybe for something fun like St. Patrick's Day, check out these matcha green tea truffles. You boil some heavy cream and a little glucose, melt in some high-quality white chocolate couverture, and then whisk in your matcha. But definitely pay attention to step 2 here. You must sieve that ganache. Just like with the tea we made earlier, sieving guarantees a completely lump-free velvety bite. After that, you just pipe this ultra-smooth filling into hollow chocolate spheres, seal them up, and roll them around in this exquisite dust made of powdered sugar and matcha. Absolutely delicious. But we've covered the history, the biology of the buzz, the whole science of suspensions, and some truly incredible culinary applications. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. Now, the crucial question I really want to leave you with is this. Will your next bowl of matcha be just another rushed, clumpy morning fix? Or are you going to apply these techniques to truly respect an 800-year-old sensory ritual? The choice and the whisk is entirely in your hands.